going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Monster Legends. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button to show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, today, before we talk about anything elseage, we're going to look up here at this area, the PvP stuff and things. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Look at my enemies, so winnable, so great. But anyways, whatever. I do believe that the infinite shield glitch is no more. I think it has been absolutely ruined. It is not a thing. And I'm okay with that. I just kind of wish that they would have fixed it when they fixed PvP. Because now, I'm getting wrecked on defense and I can't even attack. So it's making PvP even worse for me. You can see all these hot losses. I did win one down there, don't know how. But yeah, just getting absolutely butt wrecked constantly. Can't really do nothing on offense other than revenges, which doesn't give me enough trophies to make up for the massive amount I'm losing. So yeah, it's going to be a struggle for me to stay at 3,500 at this rate because, you know, it kind of sucks. Now, on that PvP front, I did send Social Point a very long message about what I thought PvP needed to be better and all that good business. If you watched my How to Fix PvP video, you pretty much read the letter I sent them. I kind of expected to get back a generic, you know, blah, 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 thanks for responding kind of thing. You know, generic, we didn't read your response, but, you know, we'll send you a message back kind of thing. That's not what I got. Actually, the person said they read the entire deal. They actually kind of proved they read it because they, you know, cited some stuff in it when they reply, which was pretty amazing to me that someone actually reads the support tickets. And he did say that he was going to pass on a development team, which I'm pretty sure they say about everything, but it does give me a little hope that maybe they are listening and that they do want to fix PvP, because at the moment, PvP is the most broken I have seen it in any game ever. Okay, I'm just going to say it. PvP is ruined right now. It is not good at all, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. I just wanted to bring that up for a little bit because I do think the infinite shield glitch has been fixed, and now you are getting defenses pretty much every 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever it is, however short that tiny shield that you get is. Another big problem, but whatevs. We're getting our butt smashed in PvP. We look like noobs here at 3,700. But today, I was kind of wondering what I was going to do for my video. I was like, do I want to do some adventure map? No, I don't, but I might have to. I didn't really have a good idea. And then I saw this little pop down here. Coming soon cloud. So I clicked on it and I said, the Relics Forge. I've heard about this a little bit on the deep webs. Apparently this is going to be where you get relics and stuff for your monsters. So I figured, let's just talk about some upcoming stuff and things. And then, you know, we'll just talk about some other stuff too. Right? Right. So that's what we're going to do. I got some screenshots already of this. It's all off Taringa, so, you know, be prepared. It's off Taringa. That means that it could be wildly inaccurate. Doesn't have to be right. And just because it says coming soon here, doesn't mean it's coming soon, okay? It can say that for 4 or 5 months before it's actually here. So you never know. This could mean tomorrow we could wake up with relics, or, you know, in 3 months we could wake up with relics. You never know. But we're going to throw some screenshots up here and talk about the relics, and then we'll come back and talk about some other stuff. Alright, so this so far is what Taringa knows about relics, or assumes they know about relics. All this could change, none of this could be right, it could all be right, we don't know. But first up, relics. They're going to come, it looks like, in 3 different categories: an armor, a weapon, and like an accessory relic. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like runes, where a monster can come with all 3 relic slots open, or if you have to unlock relic slots with gems, or if you can only have 1 relic equipped to a monster at a time. Don't really know. Nobody does. It's all kind of guesses right now. But if it is kind of like runes, that could be an extra headache for monsters. If you, get a monster with 1 relic slot and you got to unlock the next 2 with gems, that would kind of blow. But you never know. You never know. It also is going to matter how you get them. You know, if you don't get relics other than by buying them with gems or something, that's going to really suck. Like, they better have freaking relic dungeons or something like that and make relics put into like events so you can get them for free, or it's going to be a real big stink. Okay, they're going to have a big problem on their hands. But anyways, moving on down. Relics are going to come in 4 different rarities, supposedly. Alright, bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. Obviously, the higher levels will be better, and the lower ones will suck worse. It's just how it works. Alright, they're going to have all kinds of perks on them. We'll go over a couple of the perks in a little bit. Like I said, these perks could all be wrong. They could all be right. We don't know. But they're going to have different perks on them. Some heal you and stuff like that. Some deal damage. Things like that. Obviously, leveling up your relic is going to increase the power of the perk that's on it. And the rarity is going to play into that too. So a bronze can only be leveled up so much before it's maxed out. A silver can be leveled up a little bit higher, gold higher than that, and then diamond will have, you know, the max level. So obviously getting the diamond relics are going to be probably what people are shooting for. You know what I'm saying? But also a good thing to see here is that perks have a limited number of uses, or some perks do. And that makes a lot of sense to me because without it, things could get pretty broken, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. Actually, we'll go over that right now because that's what's coming up next. Alright, so here are some of the perks, the alleged perks, that will be on your gear. Like I said, all of this could change, none of this could be right, but it does seem interesting. Like just checking out a couple on the amulets here. When entering a battle, increases the wearer's life stat by so many points. That can be kind of handy, like especially on someone like Uria's pet with really low life to start with. That could kind of take the place of running a life rune on that monster. Or, you know, if you're running something like a tank, a Gersa, something like that, having that on top of his life runes would give him an even greater life stat. So, things like that could be very interesting, but what I wanted to point out here and why relic uses, like how many uses they can be used in a single battle, makes sense. We look at silver 2 on the amulet. Is that right? Yeah, at the end of the turn, gives percentage points of stamina to the wearer. Can you imagine a Voltaic with that equipped? Alright, think about it. I mean, every turn he attacks, static shocks. He's going to gain so many percent of his stamina back. Then he hits again, gains stamina back. Hits again, gains stamina back. I mean, he could attack, you know, maybe twice as long as normal, which means he would be even stronger than he is now. So that's where those uses, like you can only use it, say, 3 times per battle, would really limit the function. I mean, it still makes him even stronger, don't get me wrong. Having one of those and being able to regen stamina without stamina regeneration, like just straight out of the gate, very powerful. But that's kind of where the uses, I think, are going to come into play. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of perks, and tons of, I guess there'll be tons of relics too, I guess. So we'll just, you know, take screenshots of that, read through them on your own time. I can't go through all of them. It would take ages. Alright, so this is the first one. They've got more that I didn't take screenshots of all of it, but I did take screenshots of some of it. So we're going to look at some of the other ones too. Alright, so these are, I guess, some of the weapons. I don't know if the trap falls under weapon. It may or may not, but they're kind of interesting. Alright? Some of these, like at the start of the turn, dealing thunder damage to an enemy, or at the end of a turn, dealing damage to an enemy. That can be nice, but I kind of looked at the swords and I was thinking, that can be pretty cool. You know, like when being hit by an enemy, it deals damage back to them. So it's kind of like a little mini built-in reflect damage. I mean, this would be great on tanks, and if you ran this on all your monsters in a war against a Voltaic, I mean, the Voltaic may very well kill himself. You know what I'm saying? So it means that there's going to be a lot more depth into building your teams because of the relics you use. I mean, Voltaic may be the exact worst monster to run against somebody's team if you can see the relics they have equipped, which, I mean, we don't even know if that's going to be a thing yet. You might have to guess and check. But you drop a Voltaic and you're hitting everybody over and over again. If they're all reflecting damage back to you, you're going to kill your own Voltaic. So that's really interesting. They also have some that when you attack a monster, you deal extra damage. Imagine that on a Voltaic. You know, if you got one of those in stam regen, I mean, you're going to attack them with the normal damage. The weapon will proc extra damage, plus you get stamina back to do it again. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays into the game. I mean, it could absolutely break the game. I don't know yet. No one does. It's going to be interesting, though, I think. It'll be kind of exciting to see what happens with it. It could be terrible. It could be the worst thing, the update that the game's ever seen. It could totally trash the game in the butthole. But it could also be really awesome and make a whole lot of different monsters that you may not even used before become monsters you actually start thinking about using. Because, you know, you can buff them with relics in ways that, you know, make them counter certain monsters they couldn't counter before. Stuff like that. I think it'll be interesting. But like I said, we don't really know anything about it yet. So this is all speculation. We're going to go and talk about some other stuff now, and it's going to be great. Alright guys, so that's pretty much everything that we know about relics, and I say no in quotations, because like I said, it's all speculation right now. None of that stuff is set in stone. But, next event, right? That's what a lot of people are thinking about. Right, meow, we've got the hot maze action going on. Ish, hot maze action-ish. Not super hot, but it's mediocre hot. After this, some people are saying 72-hour challenge. I don't know. It might be. But the race is supposed to be a Halloween race, so I would assume it is going to run at least within the parameters of when Halloween is. So that could be a longer race, because I do believe, what is it, the 20th of October-ish, like 19 October? Could be a while off for the race. So we may have a 72-hour challenge next, we may not. No one really knows for sure. It's all speculation. But, if it is a 72-hour challenge, kind of ready for it-ish. I've got 334 million gold saved back. One more thing I want to touch on. I keep getting a lot of comments about, like, you know, what do you think about Cloud, or what do you think about the Undertaker? These are new monsters that are supposed to be coming out soon. Cloud being a premier monster, the Undertaker being the monster you get from the race. And I never, ever, ever really comment on how useful a monster is going to be until it's actually in people's hands, because it's a very easy way to get bad information out. You know, there was people telling me, what was it? I can't remember. They were telling me all kinds of crap, but people tell me a lot of stuff. Anyways, I don't really do any kind of like, this is going to be a great monster, make sure you pick it up when it comes out, because you don't know, okay? Just because Taringa has some of the stats and the skills listed there and say, oh, it's going to be great, these are the skills it's going to have, does not mean those are the skills it's going to have, okay? They could very easily be changed the day it comes out, or even 2 or 3 days after, like, the dungeon's there, before they sell it. You know, you never know how much a monster's going to get changed between when it's on a leak site like Taringa or the Monster Wiki and when it's actually available in-game. So I don't do any kind of recommendations on buying monsters that aren't out yet. They may look cool, I'll comment on that. You know, if it looks cool, usually that stays about the same, they don't change the design much. But as, you know, if they're worth buying, we'll cross that bridge when they're here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to talk about that. But like I said, 72-hour challenge, 334 million gold. We're pretty much ready for it. With that much gold, not to mention, I can take my Food Guardian up one more. When I activate him next time, it'll be 75%. So that'll make it even easier to get my 72-hour challenge done, which is great. But I wanted to talk about a little suggestion that I had for the game. And I kind of want to see what you guys thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, everybody has suggestions for games. It's just a thing. When you're playing a game, this would be cool, this would be cool. But I was kind of thinking about this because it kind of addresses a problem with the game. Alright? Like me, I keep my level low on purpose. Alright? I don't even want to get to a high level. I have no desire to. There's no reason for me to. Because once you hit level 70, leveling up past level 70 is useless. Other than the level up offers that you can get, which is, you know, meh, whatever. There's no incentive in the game to level higher. In fact, it's actually bad to level past 70, okay? For a couple of reasons. Once you hit level 70, your time challenges like Rune Lords, the rewards are capped. You're getting the biggest rewards you can. Rune Lords, I think it's always level 5 rune. I could be wrong. But like Gold Fever, you get 20 gems. You've hit the cap for the time challenges gem rewards. But what you don't cap out on is how hard it is to complete them. You know, so if I go to level 90, I'll still be getting level 5 life rune here, but it's going to take me, you know, 10 times more points to get it. Well, not 10 times. It's going to take me more and more points to get those. You know, same as like if I'm level 130 right now, the max level in the game, my Rune Lords event's probably a big pain in the butt. I probably got to craft level 10 runes every time just to get the points. So there's a big, well, what's the word I'm looking for? Think about it. Think about it, Wrath. There's words here for this. I don't know. There's no incentive for leveling up. It's the opposite. Okay? You don't want to level up. And that's kind of dumb. Just going to say it. That's kind of a dumb system for any game to have. Because generally the idea is to get as strong and as high level as you can, right? People want to get, you know, you want to progress and feel like you're progressing for a reason. Like 72-hour challenges. If I leveled up to level 90, I wouldn't even be able to finish it. 300 million gold would get me, like, the epic. And nobody cares about getting an epic out of one of those deals. It's worthless. So that's kind of one of the deals there is leveling up at the moment has no incentive. And I want to run this by you, all right? Because, you know, if you've been playing the game at all, you know, you already know that this page here is pretty much a joke. Alright, the dungeons page is laughable. Once you hit like a certain level, when you get level 100 monsters, you come into these things, you put your team together, you hit auto ×2. Alright, that's all you do in dungeons. There's no challenge to them at all. You just breeze through them over and again. You probably watch TV while you click auto to burn up your 5 stamina or something, you know. There's no challenge to them. And I was thinking, why not? You know, why not have leveled dungeons? And I'm not saying that they're force leveled. I'm saying like, right here we've got a gems dungeon. Alright, the reward at the end is 10 gems. So it's not a bad dungeon, everybody. You get like 20 gems over the course of the entire dungeon. But why not have like a heroic version of the gems dungeon? Like say once you hit level 70 or once you hit level 80, you unlock access to the heroic version if you want to try that instead. In the heroic version of the dungeon, you would have higher level enemies. The enemies would have runes equipped. And, you know, if, when relics launch or whatever, they would have relics equipped too or whatever. Maybe have like, you know, between rounds your health doesn't regen. Make it tough. Make it a real challenge to beat that dungeon so that you're actually sitting down and you're having to put some thought into the battle you're doing. You know, it's not just click, auto, go. and the rewards would be better. So maybe instead of getting 20 gems out of the gems dungeon, you'd get 40 gems if you beat the heroic version. You know, and you can still do the normal dungeon too, which would be kind of nice. But stuff like that. Rune Dungeon, instead of being at the very end, you get a level 4 speed rune. Maybe in the heroic version, the last reward is a level 7 speed rune. But again, it'd be a much, much harder dungeon, harder to win, harder to beat. And I just kind of thought about that, you know, why not make part of the game more fun, and not just saying, you know, it'd be harder to do. It would be better for, you know, YouTubers. Like, I would have a whole new level of content that I could bring you guys, like, you know, trying to get through the heroic dungeons, stuff like that. So, I don't know, just a little thought I had, kind of want to run it by you guys, see what you thought. But that's just kind of where I'm at. Like, there's no reason to level up. I mean, I could stay level 70 until the end of the game, until Monster Living until they shut the servers down and no one can play it anymore. I would be fine staying level 73. There's no reason for me to go higher. There's no reason at all. And that's bad. I think that's bad for a game because it gets to a point where progression is a negative and not a positive. So that's kind of what I was thinking, something like that to make a little bit more of a positive twist into progressing through the game. Whatevs. You know, if you guys like it, let me know. If you guys hate it, let me know. Just whatever. It's going to run that by you guys. So that's going to be it for today, though. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, don't forget to leave those in the down there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you liked the video, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button to show your support, and I will see you guys next time.